Right. Right. Okay. And okay. And I'm just sharing it on Facebook as well. Right. Okay. So that's all sorted. Right. Okay. Right. Can everyone see the shared screen?
Yeah,
Right. That's
we
cool.
can. Yeah,
Right.
nice
Okay.
energy.
Right. Okay. So, right. So, I'm going to introduce myself. So, for those of you that don't already know me, my name is Albert, and I'm a single dad, and I've got and the proud owner of three young adults. They probably wouldn't want me to phrase it like that, but that's me. And I have a background in the IT industry, and I've been doing that for the past 20 plus years. And I wanted to mention that because I'm talking to you about this amazing opportunity that I've come across. And one of the things that we sometimes say is that people sometimes think that they can't do more than one thing at a time. And sometimes people can be nervous in the sense that they're thinking, they don't want to give up their 9 to 5 job. And I can certainly understand that because, like I said, I've been doing IT for the past 20 plus years, and it's a profession that I love. Before I got into IT, I was doing something completely different. And I always refer back to what I called one of the best years of my life from a professional basis, but also on a personal level. And that would have been in 2012 when the Olympics came to East London, and I was very proud to be a part of that project. So if you look at the picture, you can see me in the bottom left doing doing the Usain Bolt pose. And it was a really great period in time. I absolutely loved my job. Although I was a contractor, and I'm still am a contractor, you know, it was a place that I really enjoyed. I loved the working environment. And as mentioned, it was probably the best professional year of my life. But here's the catch. Although I really enjoyed it, I would say that I got a little bit complacent. So what happened at the end of 2012, there was a new management structure in place, and they completely overturned things. And one way or another, they found a way to change things around. And, a lot of us ended up having to leave. And it taught me a lesson. And the lesson it taught me was to never to be too complacent, and not to, to be mindful not to put all your eggs in one basket. And that's a very valuable lesson that I learned that year. And so, with that being the case, a question that a lot of us might ask ourselves is, okay, if we're not going to rely solely on our 9 to 5 for our income, what else can we do? Especially with the internet as it is now, we're bombarded by opportunities, and it can be very difficult to separate, the scams from the, not so good businesses. So, more likely than not, whenever something is presented to us, we have a lot of questions, and there's a few things going through our mind that we're thinking, yeah, I'm not so sure. I need a bit more information. Yeah, you know what I mean. And it's something that we all have. I had those questions in my mind as well. So, with that being the case, I'm just going to pause the presentation ever so briefly, and I just want to show you something. So if you just bear with me 1 second. Uh, Let me just get this right. Where is that screen? Okay. Right. So I want you all to make a note. Give me a 1 in the chat if you've ever heard of someone called Charles Ponzi. So I'm just going to look for it in the chat and see if you've ever heard of that person. Cool. Now, just to explain, one of the things that often comes to one's mind when you hear about a home-based business is this some kind of scam? And a common question is it a pyramid scheme? But what people are actually saying is it a Ponzi scheme? And what I mean by that is a pyramid scheme is illegal. So what we're talking about is a Ponzi scheme. And the name was given to this person who was based, who lived in New York. His name was Charles Ponzi. And the reason it's a Ponzi scheme is any business that doesn't have an actual end product is criminal and has no future for anyone who joins except for those at the top. Hence why people use the term pyramid scheme. Those who start it, those who join early, they benefit. Those who come at the end, because there's no end product, is not sustainable. And that's why people end up getting their fingers burnt. So whenever you're presented with an opportunity, I would suggest that the right question would be to ask, yes, is it a pyramid scheme? But a better question would be, how can I see if this is a legitimate opportunity or if it's some kind of fly-by-night scheme that has no foundation and is going to be gone in 6 months, 2 years, or something like that? So with that in mind, I'm going to talk to you about this opportunity, and it's called, actually, let me just bring the slide back up for you, and then I'll explain everything to you. So bear with me again. Okay, so I'm just going to get the slide ready for you. Okay, so this, 1 second, bring it up to the correct slide. Right, so what I'm going to be talking about today is a partnership between 2 organizations. And you have to forgive me for not looking at the camera, but I've got 3 screens here, so I'm always looking back and forth, so I'm not being rude. Right, so what I'm talking about is a partnership between 2 organizations. You've got Planet Marketing, and we have another organization called IntelliTravel, which we'll come to in a short while. And Planet Marketing gives you an opportunity to earn money from travel. And I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a moment. It was founded by someone called Donald Bradley 7 years ago, and that's key. So I want you to have 2 figures in your mind, 7 and 37. So you remember I was mentioning earlier about longevity and legitimacy of an organization. Planet Marketing is the marketing wing of an online travel business and has been around for 7 years. So, and Donald Bradley has been in the travel business for longer than that. He was in other organizations of different types, and he wanted to set something up that ironed up some of the kinks that he found in other organizations. So he set up Planet Marketing. He made sure that he had a strong team. And I'm very proud to be able to say that I was able to meet him earlier this year when we had a get together in, I think it was in February, and there was a few hundred people there. And I was lucky to be one of the few people that actually got to meet him in person in the Shard the night before. So that was a great moment. And, he's definitely a very inspirational person. And one thing that I wanted to say is, as you know, this is a travel business. And with it being a travel business, it's you can actually, not only can you make money from this business, but you can actually have fun. It's very sociable, and it's a great way to meet like-minded people. So if you look at the picture here, on the left, you can see people wearing white T-shirts, And these are members of the business, independent travel advisors. And last year, they all went to Mexico. So it's a kind of like a combination of training, holiday, getting to know each other. And it's one of the things that I love about the culture of this organization. Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to go, but I was able to go to Dublin this year. And the reason that we went to Dublin, that's me on the right-hand side. And you see that we're all wearing green. And what happened is that although we're the biggest online travel agency in the world, we have so much more room for growth. So like I said, we're the biggest in the world. At the moment, we're in 22 plus countries and we're still expanding. And the latest country for us to grow into was Dublin. And that's why we were there. Similar reasons. It was a bit of a holiday, training, getting to know people. And for me personally, the reason that I went is because I wanted to be inspired by people who are doing well in the organization. And what I mean by that is that I have this saying, and it's, I have a goal to never be the smartest or most knowledgeable person in the room. And the reason I say that is because that's the only way you can grow. If I use the analogy of tennis, if you want to be a great tennis player, you don't play someone who's not as good as you. You want to play someone against someone who's better than you, and that's how you're going to grow and become more skilled as a tennis player. And that's my motto. I want to be in an environment where I can learn from people. So if I just move on to the next slide. So you remember I said to keep two figures in your head, 7 and 37. So this is the other business that's part of this partnership, and that's called IntelliTravel. And IntelliTravel is also a US-based business. It has been around for 37 years. So it's well established. So bear in mind what I said about Ponzi schemes. An illegal organization most definitely would not be around for 37 years. So here we are, we're the biggest online organization in the world. And that's one of the things that gave me peace of mind when I wanted to join this organization. And as a result of its legitimacy, it's partnered with many household names that you will be aware of. We've got Hilton Hotels, we've got TUI Travel, we're partnered with Disney. That's one of the reasons why I joined in the first place. And whatever kind of trip that you can think of, we're able to provide that within this platform. So whether it's a skiing holiday, a cruise, a Disney a winter wonderland when it comes to Christmas time, wherever you think of, we have a partnership with an organization that can make that into a reality. So for example, here in the UK, we're partnered with around 70 organizations, people who are based in the States. I think they have about 100 plus special partners. But one thing to remember is that when you're part of this organization, even if you're looking for a package that is not with one of our special partners, you have the authority and the authenticity to be able to look for deals outside as well. What makes someone a special partner is the fact that we have a special relationship, and they take it upon themselves to look after us because they respect IntelliTravel as an organization. So that's one thing to bear in mind. So yeah, so whatever kind of trip you can think of, we're covered. So just to give you a bit of an example, here's a location based in Mexico. It's called the Presidente Intercontinental. And if you were to book this as a member, as an independent travel advisor within our organization, so just to give an example, let's just say you had looked at this on booking.com last October. Let me give you a breakdown of the kind of opportunities we have. So if you had booked this as a member of our team, you could have had 6 nights and you would have made a total saving of £1,059. Now, let's just say it wasn't for you and you were booking it on behalf of a client. The commission that you would have got would have been £290. So just to give you a bit of a background, whenever a person books a trip, a commission is being paid to someone. However, if it's done by you, that commission goes to you. And as IntelliTravel members, we always get 70 to 80% of that commission. So I'll give you another example of the perks that we get as members. One of our members, who in fact is my mentor, he went on a safari trek a couple of years back. Now, if he wasn't a member, this 11-day gorilla trek would have cost him £4,320. But as an IntelliTravel member, as you can see from the middle of the screen on the right, he made a 50% saving on that trip. And let's look at something that's closer to home, for example. So let's just say you're based, I think some of us here are based in London. So let's just say you wanted to go to the Trafalgar St. James. That's under the umbrella of Hilton. And let's just say you had booked it, looked at it at booking.com in October last year. As an IntelliTravel member, 4 nights spent there, you would have made a saving of £592. And if you had been booking it on behalf of a client, you would have made a commission of £230. So I'm going to give you a couple more examples. Dubai is a very popular destination for those of us based here in the UK. I think it's the second most popular. So let's just say you were to make a booking in the Palm Jumeirah. I hope I've pronounced that right, in Dubai. And you had looked at this on booking.com, again in October last year. As an IntelliTravel member, if you had spent 4 nights in the King Room with a balcony, you would have made a saving of £431. And if you had booked it on behalf of a client, you would have made a commission of £170. Okay, so if I move on to the next slide. So as I mentioned earlier, whenever a holiday trip is booked, a commission is always being paid out to someone. So why not let that someone be you? Okay, so I'm going to quickly move on to another slide. That showed you some of the partners that we have. So we're partnered with TUI, we're partnered with Royal Caribbean, we're partnered with Virgin, and well, it's last month now, in May, our latest partner was P&O Cruises. Okay, so if I move on to the next slide, I'll give you another example. One of our members booked a romantic stay over Valentine's. And for that, the commission that was made was £372. Now, let's just say that you're the type of person amongst your friends that's a natural organizer anyway. There's normally someone who loves organizing. They tend to be quite organized, and they organize things. So if that sounds like you, why not get a commission for what you're going to be doing anyway? So for example, one of our members, she booked 5 nights in Jamaica for a group of 4. And for that, she actually made a commission of £693. Now, let's just say that, like I said, we have a wide variety of businesses that we are partnered with. So it's not just travel. You're able to book for concerts and sporting events. Some of our members are benefiting from Beyonce being here in the UK right now. We're able to book tickets for the O2. So if anyone's doing any kind of booking for any O2 event, VIP tickets can be booked for us. Football, Formula One, you name it, there's a very strong chance that it's covered. Excuse me 1 second. So say for this that's a football match I see there. Yeah. So this one, the commission is £372. And I'll skip past that. That's just a trip that we made to Dublin. I really had a great time. But actually, let me just mention this one. So let's just say that you go on a trip somewhere. So when we went to Dublin, we had different types of excursions that we could go on. And one of the great things about being a member is that not only do you get a commission on the flights and the holiday, travel insurance, and vehicle rental, but also if you go on any excursions when you're on holiday, when you look in the back office, we have a long list of activities that are within the system that you can benefit from as well. So, for example, on this trip, we went on a city tour, which is quite funny because I actually work in Westminster. So normally I'm surrounded by tourists, but on this occasion, I was the tourist and I was the one on a open top bus going around Dublin. But as an independent travel advisor, I was able to get a discount on the tour that I was taking, which is paid back to me at a later date. So yeah, that was great. And I loved that little perk. And one thing, as I mentioned, one of the things that we do is cruises. And cruises is one of the most lucrative areas within the travel business. And the commission that you get on cruises is very generous. Yeah. So let me just give you an example. So let's just say there was a five-day cruise of 20 cabins. On something like that, you could get a commission of £1,890. Now, depending, I don't know if anyone here has been on a cruise before, but for those who haven't been on a cruise before, they might underestimate the kind of activities that take place on a boat. There's theatre, there's movies, as you can see, there's pools, there's golf, all kinds of activities depending on depending on the cruise company. Some cater to adults, and some of them cater to families as well. So yeah, that's definitely something to bear in mind if you were to partner up with us. As I mentioned, we've got 70 plus preferred partners, so you can't specialize in anything, and it's normally recommended to specialize in one or two. No more than 4 perhaps, because no one could be an expert in everything. But however, let's just say that you specialize in a couple of different types of holidays. If you get an inquiry from someone that on a type of holiday that you don't specialize in, because of the way this organization is structured, there's always help at hand, whether it be in our Facebook groups or whether it be in the WhatsApp groups that we have. So we also, have the ability to benefit from commissions for flights only. Now, the commission from flights by themselves isn't that much because not all airline companies give commissions, but there are a few. So just to give you an example, let's just say you had made this booking from London to Jamaica. Your commission would have been £168. So as I mentioned earlier, my background is in IT, has absolutely nothing to do with travel. So, so if you're curious about this and you're thinking, well, you don't know where to start, you don't need to worry, because all the training that you need is made available to you and in various different formats. So besides the spirit of cooperation that we have within all the teams, there's always someone that you can speak to, but we also have structured training as well. So depending on how you like to learn, we have very regular weekly webinars that take place. With us being in the UK, we have UK-focused webinars. So we have standard training, which focuses on learning the skills to be a travel advisor. But we also have, at least once a week, there will be a webinar that will be presented with one of our preferred partners as the guest. So let's just say, for example, I mentioned P&O. There would have been a live webinar with P&O, a representative from that organization, and they would give a breakdown of how they work, how the commissions work with that partnership, and how they're there to assist us to help us provide a good service for our clients. And there's different levels within it. So you could think of it like a university. So at the most basic level, you can become a dream maker, then a vacation builder. And for those who really want to, specialize and become and provide, have the widest knowledge as an independent travel advisor, you can become a travel genius. And they're known as the ambassadors within the organization. So for those of us who aren't up to that level, they're people that we can go to for, because of their detailed knowledge about all aspects of the travel agent side of the business. Myself personally, one of the things that I loved is that we also have an app that you can download and listen to podcasts. And I found that very useful because I was able to listen to podcasts. Like I said, they provide training and information about the various preferred partners that we have. And that has been helping me get a sense of, what kind of options are available to me and where I can specialize, because I'm learning about the different cruise companies, the luxury travel companies, etc., etc. Now, me being something of an analytical person, I still needed some kind of reassurances before I joined the business. So I was very happy to find 3 guarantees that are available to us. So the first one is, I want to be able to be confident that I can provide good value to my customers. So we have a guarantee, and that guarantee is if someone was to book something through my website, that's something I should mention as well. So we, when you join this partnership, you're given the ability to have your own website, and people are able to book their flights, their holidays through your website. Now, let's just say that they make a booking through you and they find something elsewhere that's at a lower price. We have a price guarantee so that if they can prove that it matches like for like, we offer them the difference. So that's one of the guarantees that we offer. A second guarantee that we offer is, let's just say you were to join us and, for whatever reason, it just wasn't for you. If you have full access to all the facilities, you have full access to all the booking features, but if you decided it wasn't for you and you cancelled within the first 30 days, you get a full 100% money back. So that's guaranteed as well. And the third guarantee that you get is, now this is great, especially if you're planning to travel anytime within the next 12 months. If you travel within the next 12 months, let's just say you travel a couple of times and you find that, you haven't really benefited from this, then we offer a guarantee for that. If you think that you haven't got your investment back from the trips that you've taken. But that's extremely unlikely because the prices that I've seen in the platform, and especially if you're part of a family, the cost of your travel, you can quite easily get that covered even on your very first trip of the year. So those are the guarantees that we offer. Okay, so now what you would have seen at the beginning is that I mentioned about being able to save and earn through travel. But there's another dimension to this business, and I call it investing through travel. And the reason I say that is because there's a setup within the organization that gives us the ability to earn even while we're sleeping. Now, this isn't for everyone. Not everyone wants to do that. I think the majority of members within our partnership don't even do this side of the business. But because of the way I think, I like the idea of earning a residual income. So I was attracted to this side of the business as well. And I'm just going to give you a bit of a breakthrough of that. Just give me one moment. Okay, so I just move on to the next slide. Before I go on, can I just get a 2 just to see that everyone can still hear me from someone? Okay, so I think you can hear me. Okay, so I'll carry on. Right, so let's just say that you were to invite someone, you saw someone else who wanted an additional source of income and they decided to join as well. So then for each other person that joins the organization, you would get a £40 commission. And let's just say that that person in turn was to invite someone into the business, you would get 50% of what they get. It doesn't affect their commission in any way. It's totally separate. So they would get £40 and you would get £20. Okay, so if I just move on to the next slide. Now, so let's just say that you were to take this path. There's a few different levels, and as you advance within the organization from the affiliate side, and I stress, not everyone wants to do this. There's no pressure to do this. It's just something that some of us like to do as well as an additional source of revenue. So let's just say that 3 people join the organization through you, and they're paying their regular subscription. That would make you a bronze builder. And one of the good things about that is that once you become a bronze builder, you no longer have that covers your monthly obligation within the organization. So you get that just from 3 people joining. And then the next level is the silver builder. That's when you've got 6 people who are paid up members. And then what you might call the golden ticket, the magic point, is if 9 people have joined through you and they're paid up members, you become what's called a gold builder. That's if you've got 9 people who have joined the organization through you. And I'll give you some examples of the benefits of that. One of the key things is, remember I mentioned that most people don't explore this side of the business. Most people are focused solely on the travel side. But once you've got 9 people within your organization, whatever holidays that they book for their clients, you would get 10% of whatever commission that they get. Now, this is something that can build up quite a lot over time. And if you think of the fact that sometimes some of our agents are specialists in luxury holidays, some of them are specialists in weddings and family get-togethers, the cruises that I mentioned earlier. So it's not inconceivable where you can even get bookings, let's just say weddings for example, where the commission can be, £40,000. Or so if someone gets a commission of £40,000, you get 1/10 of that, which is pretty generous. So even if it's a commission of £1,000, you would get a commission of £100. And that's something that will build up over time as your organization grows. And I think that's a great benefit of exploring this side of the business. So let me just give you a bit more of a breakdown of that. So I mentioned bronze earlier. So let's just say that you're a bronze builder. The revenue you can get from there being a number of team members within your team, you can get a revenue of up to £117. But look at the magic that happens when you become a gold builder. If you can get a revenue of up to £88,569. And that's just from nine people joining the organization through you. Now, that's not automatic. There's a range, things fluctuate, but, it's very nice knowing that you can get a revenue of up to £88,000 from signing up 9 people. As I mentioned before, it's the biggest online business in the world, but we have so much more scope for growth. And in my opinion, we haven't even started. And, it's you don't have to know everyone that has signed, but once you have joined the organization, all kinds of activities will happen in your downline. And, sometimes you find yourself getting a payment that you hadn't, you knew nothing about. So let's just say that you want to take things further than that. And so beyond the goal builder, we have what are called the directors within the organization. So let's just say that you become a 1-star director. That basically means that you've got 100 people have joined the organization and are paid up members. So on top of the revenue that you've seen already, you get £16 a month for every paid up member. And you also get a monthly bonus of £440. And as you keep looking, you've got, like, for example, my mentor, he's a 3-star director. So every month he gets a bonus of £1,600. Now, this comes to what I mentioned earlier about why this is not a pyramid scheme in the negative sense of the word that people sometimes mention. My director, I hope he doesn't mind me mentioning this, he earns, I think it's 15,000 a month, but there are people within the organization who joined years after him that actually earn triple what he's earning. So it's not something where, there's literally no level, there isn't a limit to what you can earn. It's all down to what your goals are, how you structure things. And then the only limitation is, you might say, your ambition and what you want to achieve within the organization. It's literally set by each of us what we want. And depending on what we want, we can reach out to people and get the help that we need to achieve the goals that we're after. So let's just say, for example, you want your, because we do have six-star directors within the organization. So that can be, if you've got a team of 10,000 people, you can literally have a monthly bonus of £14,000. So that's just a little bit of a breakdown of some of the benefits that we get of being part of this organization. Now, with it being American-based, we have a form of recognition, without getting tongue-tied. We have a form of recognition that's based on sports in the States. So let's just say that you're a director and you're earning £7,350 a month. You get a sapphire ring. Now that sounds like an odd number, but that's only because it's based on dollars and not sterling. So if you're earning the equivalent of $10,000, you would get a sapphire ring. The next stage up is the ruby ring. If you're earning £18,380 a month, then we have the diamond, the double diamond ring. And those who get to 5-star director level, they actually get a Rolex watch as a sign of recognition. Now, for me personally, and with me being a single dad with kids, one of the things that really got me excited about this business is the pledge that this business makes. And I'm not aware of, maybe there's some out there, but I'm not aware of any other organization where your income is actually willable. So if you think about all that monthly revenue that you can earn within this business, especially basically when you become a director, the earnings that you make, the company has pledged to continue paying your estate those earnings when you pass away. So you can allocate this to up to 4 family members. So, when the unfortunate happens, if you're a director, that income that you are generating is going to be distributed amongst up to 4 people. And for me, that was kind of like one of the light bulb moments that's made me decide that, yes, this is definitely the right organization for me. Okay, so as I mentioned before, this is what you might call a turnkey business, in the sense that you're given a ready-made website. And that's good because, you know, most of us are part-timers. So for those of us that, you know, maybe they don't have time to run the travel agency on a full-time basis, and there's certain periods when, you know, they're just not able to give that white glove service to their clients, it's nice to know that we have a ready-made website that we can direct our clients to, and they can make their bookings through that. So now we come to the last stage of the presentation, and that's a breakdown of the price. One moment, please. So this bit confused me first, so I'm going to explain it slowly, just in case anyone else is confused at first. So let's just say that you want to, you've decided to join. You want to run your own travel agency, but you're not interested in the affiliate side of the business. That's fine. That's the choice that some people make. So if you choose that as your option, you make one single payment. It's not monthly. You make a single payment of £142. And after paying that £142, you then make a monthly payment of £32. Now, it's not a situation where you are obligated to stay for 12 months. It can be cancelled at any time. So yeah, so that's one option. So just to repeat that again, if you want to run a travel agency, but have no interest in the affiliate side of the business, the network marketing side of the business, it's £142. And then after that, you have a monthly payment of £32. Now, let's just say that you're like me and you want to benefit from the full scope of this business, bearing in mind of what I mentioned earlier, because when you become a goal builder, you don't necessarily have to know who else has joined somewhere in your downline, but you know, when they make a booking, 10% of that booking is going to go to you, and I think that's a great feature. So for that, your initial payment is going to be £156, and then your monthly payment is then £46. So I hope I've made that clear to avoid any confusion. So for Travel Advisor, first payment £142. For Travel Advisor plus the affiliate network marketing side, that's £156, but it's only one payment for that. So I hope I've made that clear. So at this stage, you could say it's decision time. So, you know, depending on your mindset and where you are, you're going to be one of three people. You might be thinking, thanks, but no thanks. That's fine. I'm grateful that you've taken time out of your evening to listen to this, and I very much appreciate it. But maybe even if it's not for you, maybe you can make friends and family aware of this, and maybe it's for them. And then there's a second type of person. Maybe you're curious, but you've got questions, and that's fine. If you have questions, just approach the person who told you about this presentation, and then they could help you with any questions and queries that you may have. And then the third type of person, and that was me actually, because you know, I've been in various types of businesses before, and my decision was based partly on what I've experienced in the past, and you know, the benefits of this business, they just screamed at me. So I made an instant decision, and as soon as the presentation finished, when I first heard it, I just rang up the person who told me about it, and I joined. But that's not for everyone. You know, we all have our own decisions to make, but that was mine. So with that being the case, I'd like to thank you all for attending. I hope you found this presentation useful. I very much appreciate it. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop sharing, and I'm going to stop recording as well. So bear with me. And then if anyone has any questions, they can ask me questions. So just give me 1 second. Okay, so I'll stop the link on Facebook, and I'm going to stop the recording in case you don't want anyone knowing. 1 second.